Hi everyone, Phil from Tech for Techs here. Today we're going to be looking at the selection of audio products from Xtrike-me. We have links in the description just below if you're interested in purchasing, and you can buy these exclusively at Glive Computing if you're a reseller. Before we go on to the main video, if you would do us a favour, click that like button, subscribe, click the bell as well. That way you'll get notifications of new videos and live streams we do. Again, doing all these things helps support the channel, and helping to support the channel allows us to release more videos, better quality videos, and more content exclusively just for you. Okay, so these are the Xtrike-me boxes. We're going to have a look at all these and see what the difference is between all of them. I think the main thing is obviously this one between all the others is pretty obvious. These are gaming earbuds, so they're slightly different than the headsets, but it can get a bit confusing with the headsets. You look at all of them, they all look very similar, maybe have slight differences to them. Some of them maybe say 7.1 surround sound, some might have bigger drivers on them. So we're going to have a look at the differences between them all. So first of all, we've got the gaming earbuds. This is the GE, that's Golf Echo 109. Obviously, GE stands for gaming earbuds, and that's the 109. The frequency response is 100 Hz to 20 kHz. Compatibility smartphone, PC, tablet, console controllers and stuff like that. It's got 10mm speaker size. It's got a speaker sensitivity of 105 decibels to 3 decibels, and that's pretty much it for those. Next up, we've got the GH-903, that's Golf Hotel 903, so G stands for gaming, H for headset, 903. These ones here, as you can see, you can sort of see through the box, so it's pretty easy to see what they look like and so forth. It has got 7.1 surround sound on there. You've got a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Speaker size is 50mm, so generally bigger the speaker size in there is the better quality sound in most cases. So obviously a 40mm one will be better than the 10 what's in there, but obviously it's a bigger device. The sensitivity is 110 decibels to 3 decibels, and you've got RGB in there, and it's a USB connector, and the cable is 2 meters long and will work on Windows 7 or newer. Next we've got the GH-709, so that's Golf Hotel 709, so gaming headset 709, and as you can see here it says adjustable microphone and all your different things like that, but that one has stereo sound. It's got a built-in volume control, self-adjustable headband, soft cushion leather ear cups, 20 Hz to 20 kHz. This one's got a speaker size of 50mm, so slightly bigger. The sensitivity is 120 decibels to 3, and that's pretty much it for that one, but it does use two 3.5mm jacks, so one for the microphone, one for the headset, and the USB used for LED lighting. It looks like, from what it's saying, it will work without the RGB lighting, so without the USB, but obviously it just won't light up. So obviously if you've got a device you're using it on which does take those two jacks, then it will work, but if you want the lighting you have to plug the USB in. There also is included a 3.5mm jack splitter in there as well if needed, and the cable length is 2.1 meters long. Okay, next is the GH-509, so the gaming headset 509. It has got stereo speakers, it's RGB, it's got closed over-ear design with powerful bass sound, sound cushion levered ear cup, self-adjustable headband, on-ear volume control, and it's for smartphone, PC, PS4, Xbox One, and it's got your 20 Hz to 20 kHz. It's also got a 50mm driver, 109 decibels to 3 decibels, and that's also comes with two 3.5mm jacks for the sound, obviously one for the mic, one for the earphones, also a USB cable for the LED lights. Again, you can still use it without the LED lights and the USB if you want, but you just won't get any LED lights coming on, and it's got a 2.1 meter long cable. Next we've got the GH-899, that's Golf Hotel 899, obviously gaming headset 899. So this one here, it doesn't give us much information, but it basically says excellent audio quality with powerful bass sound and clear treble, adjustable microphone arm, inline remote control, soft cushion synthetic leather ear cups. It also says on there it's got a 50mm driver, comfortable ear cups as we said, flexible arm, adjustable microphone and stereo sound on there, and that was the GH-899, and it also has those 7 colours on there as well, so I'm guessing that's a set type of RGB. Okay, so this is what's in the box for the GE-109 earphones or earbuds or whatever the hell you want to really call them. So first of all, we've got a manual which tells you how to plug it in basically, and that's pretty much it, so pretty useless. Again, QR codes, I prefer to see those, save environment and so forth. Next up, it comes with a nice little box where you can keep them in if you wish, but if you're like me, you'll probably just chuck them on your desk somewhere and it'll end up being a mess. Next up, you've got the actual microphone which plugs in there. I'll show you how exactly it works in a few seconds, so you can detach it if you don't want to use the microphone and just use the earbuds if you wish. They do come with some extra earbuds to actually swap out. Obviously, if you've got big little ear holes and so forth, you can swap them out to whichever size you want, which is handy. On the actual cable itself of the product, on the end of the 3.5mm jack, which you plug into obviously your PC or whatever it's going to be, a smartphone and so forth, you do have a 3.5mm condom on the end, which you can use, and it helps protect it. Hopefully it'll help it get some sort of STD or virus or something, you never know. If you want to attach the microphone, it's pretty straightforward. You just push it in the little hole there. Unfortunately, there is no condom on the end of this one, so it's unprotected when you do plug it into the earphones. The earphones itself, as you can see, will grip round your ear, so that's pretty good, and the actual ear plugs are very nice and spongy feeling, so they should fit without an issue. It's very lightweight, to be honest. The whole thing is, you probably struggle to feel you've actually got them on. It does have an inline controller as well, a switch, I'm guessing, a button which is for mute, I'm guessing, or answering calls, and then it's got a volume up and down on there as well. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Okay, so this is what's inside the box. Well, the head isn't inside the box, but the headset is, as well as the actual manual. So it would be interesting, though, if you did get Anne's head inside of your box when you purchased the headset, though. Let's have a quick look. So these are the GH-903. Basically, it says plug it in and it'll work. So that's pretty much it. It says installation, insert it, and so forth. You do need to download the app for doing a lot of the features like 7.1 surround sound and all different things like that. Just bear that in mind. You can download that from their website. I will put a link in the description just below. But bear in mind, the link on their website is very hard to get it working. It's a big red box, but you click on it, it doesn't do anything. But if you go just to the left of that red box and click, it actually activates the button and does let you download it. So we nearly didn't have a driver working for it, but you can download it, but with difficulty. I tried it on a different browser as well, same issue. But let's have a closer look at the actual product itself. We've got it plugged in at the moment. As you can see, the cable is red and black. It is braided, which is pretty nice. As you can see straight away, you've got some RGB effects on there. You can't change those. It's basically there, and you can't have it blue, you can't have it black, you can't have it off unless you unplug it, but unfortunately if you unplug it then it's just not going to work. So that's how it goes. There is a nice arm on there. It's on a nice sort of a silver coated with plastic material. It does bend pretty well. It does seem to stay in rough sort of shape who you're wanting it to do. It does bend back a little bit, but it's still not too bad. So you can also twist it to adjust where the position of the microphone is, which is pretty good, which could help you getting that pop effect when you're actually talking into a microphone. So it's pretty good. The earphones itself, nice cushioned. I'm just going to take it off Anne's head. Just give me 1 second. If I can. She's got big ears. There we go. Right, so you've got the cushions there, so you can see it's nicely cushioned. It's got that red and black theme which seems to go through all their products, which is, well, depending on preference, pretty nice. They are extendable, which is there. It's a nice metal ring going through there, but it does have a plastic backing. Usually on headsets, that's usually the first bit what tends to go. I can't say if it will or will not on these, but from our experience selling headsets, we are usually find in most cases when headsets break, it's usually the headbands what break or snap. I think that metal band feels like it goes all the way through, but it has got a plastic backing, so you could potentially find if the plastic bit breaks, you might find the rest of it comes away. The top of the actual headset does have their branding, not that it matters. No one's going, well, you're not going to see it when it's on the top of your head, let's put it that way. And the same with the RGB. In all reality, once you've got it on your headset, you're not going to see it, which may be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what you prefer. There is no switches on here. The only real option you've got is adjusting the volume up and down. I would have liked to seen a mute option on here so you could quickly mute the microphone without having to do that within your game or on your computer, because it is a bit annoying when you are gaming and someone comes in the room, you need to mute something, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually do that without, obviously, in the normal cases, you just press a button and it mutes it. There is no option on the cable or on the headset to mute the microphone, and it's not detachable. But saying that, it's quite nice. It's padded all the way around, and it's not a bad headset considering the price. Okay, so this is what's inside the box for the GH-709. As you can see, you've got the headset there. You've also got a splitter or combiner cable, depending on which way you look at it, as well as the manual. The manual, well, is pretty basic. I wish they'd just use a QR code, in all honesty. You've got a splitter cable, which will combine the headphone and microphone socket into one socket, which you can use with a smartphone or some newer devices, like newer laptops and stuff, which only have one socket. So you've got the ability to go both ways. The actual headset itself, as we said, does have the two mic sockets there, so, or should I say the two 3.5mm sockets, one for the mic, one for the headset, as well as a USB cable. The USB cable is only for the LED lightings, so it's the power the LED lights. You can use it without that cable, but you will not get any LED lighting, so it'll just work, well, it'll look like it is at the moment before we plug it in. Let's have a closer look at the actual headset itself. So let's turn it this way around first. You do have the mic on the side, which you can adjust up and down. Unfortunately, it's not bendy or anything like that, so it's set in that position to what you do. Obviously, depending on how high or low you have it, you can't just bend it closer to your mouth or anything like that. There's also no option for turning the microphone off or detaching the microphone. So you have to turn the microphone off within your game or program or on your PC when you're using it, which is a little bit annoying because when obviously people come in the room or something, they can disturb you and you need to pause what you're doing or turn your mic off. So let's just say your friends don't hear your mum telling you need you to come and get your dinner or go to bed. You don't want them to hear that. Tough luck, you've got to go through your game settings and disable your mic. So it would be nice to have the option of disabling that. Otherwise, the side, you can see the RGB lighting on there, so it looks pretty good. On the back, there's not much to see other than the volume control for the headset itself. Let's just take the headset off of Anne. There you go. If I can get it off of there. As you can see, it grips pretty well. So, you've got your cushions there, which are pretty good for your ears. It does have a band what goes over the top all the way, which is fixed. It's not adjustable, but you do have an inner band which does adjust. It's on sort of like an elastic, is probably the best way of putting it, so it adjusts how you want, but it is quite thin, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how much wear and tear that would actually take. Otherwise, you've got your RGB lighting on the side. You can't adjust it, you can't change it, you can't really do anything with RGB. It's basically as it is. So as long as you've got the USB plugged in, it will light up like that. So, but otherwise, it looks absolutely fine, works fine, does exactly what it says. There are no drivers for this or anything along that line, so you won't be able to download or alter any settings or anything like that. Okay, so this is what's inside the box for the GH-509. You've got a plastic bag. Not sure why they've got a plastic bag and had it in a plastic bag. All the others had cardboard packaging, so it seems a bit strange to use plastic bag for that one. Save the environment, guys. And you've got a manual as well. The manual, well, tells you how to plug it in, basic stuff. Just like all the other ones, would have preferred to see a QR code. Save the environment again, save yourself money, and save paper and everything else what you can save. Right. You've got, well, let's start off with this first. You've got a splitter cable as well. This is just standard cable in a splitter cable or combiner cable, depending on how you want to look at it. Allows you to combine your microphone as well as the earphone into one cable. So, for example, on a lot of smart devices and smaller devices and even laptops these days, they've got rid of the two cable connections, one for the mic, one for the headset or speakers, and they've combined it into one socket, and that's where you'd need this cable. Also, there's a USB port on here. The USB port is just for powering the LEDs. The headset will work without the USB cable, so if you've got it on a device where you haven't got a USB cable, it will still work, but you just won't get all the lighting effects. I'm just going to plug this in now. The microphone itself is adjustable, so you can adjust it how you want. It does sort of move back into place sometimes, but generally not too bad. It is not removable though, it's fixed to the headset. There is no options for muting the mic on the headset at all. The only option is a wheel on the back of the ears to adjust the volume. So again, it can be a bit of a pain if someone walks in the room and you've got to mute your mic or anything. You've got to do it through your software or games. The headset itself, let's have a look at the band and the ears. If I can get it off of there, here we go. The ear cup's pretty soft like the other one, so nothing wrong there. It does have a plastic band over the top. I'm not sure if there's metal in there. Yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be a metal inside there and this plastic's coating it. But that is non-adjustable, but it does have an inner band which automatically adjusts to the size of your head. It does have quite thin plastic, to be honest with you. If anything's going to break, I'd say that would be the bit what breaks first, as with most headsets. Otherwise, there's not much else to see, no buttons or anything other than the volume, but you have got the RGB effect, as we said, on each side. You cannot turn that off or change the effect unless you unplug the USB cable, and if you do that, then you'll have no effect at all. It'll just be off, but you can still use the headset without the USB cable, just for obviously hearing things and when you're speaking on the microphone. Okay, so this is what's inside the GH-899 box. So obviously you've got the headset, as we've said before with the others. You've got a manual, which is pretty much pointless. Again, I'd like to see a QR code. You've got a splitter cable on this one, not a joiner cable. So this does split the one 3.5mm jack into two jacks, so you can use it on something like a PC instead. It does have a USB cable there as well. That USB cable is for plugging it in for the LED lights, like that. The LED lights will then come on. There's no software, no driver, any downloads or anything like this for these. These are plug and play. You can turn the RGB lights off if you wish by pressing the button on the inline controller, which turns the lights off, and then it just goes through its own pattern. You can't set it to a single colour, change the effects or anything like that. It specifically is on or off. That's pretty much it. The inline controller does have their logo on, and it does have a volume control on there. I think they've missed out slightly on this one. They should have put a mute mic option on there, in all honesty. But looking at the front, you can see it's, well, lit up from the side, but it also lights up the mic. It looks like our Anne here, for some reason, is sticking the microphone up her nose at the moment. So let me just move that out of the way. Last thing you need is a LED light stuck up your nose, Anne. Right, okay, so the microphone itself is a nice bendable cable. It's not detachable. It does seem to stay in position when you bend it, which is good. So it shouldn't suddenly go up your nose like it did with Anne. And on the side, you can see the bands around the actual cups. Those, I'm pretty sure, yeah, those are metallic, there's no question about that, and it looks like they feed up into the headband here, so hopefully they're pretty strong. The ear cups are quite big on here, and they're quite puffy, so they should be comfortable to wear as well. So that's pretty nice. There's no other controls on the headset itself. You can adjust it by pulling it up like that. and like that, so it should be quite comfortable and fit most people's head. The only thing I really don't like on the end of this is the mic being LED, because sometimes if you're playing a game and you're in the dark, you can find that LED lights can reflect on your screen. So, but again, you can turn that option off on the inline controller. It will turn it off, but it turns the side ones off as well. So that's at least you've got the option of turning it off if you don't want it. The headset will work if you don't use a USB cable. So if you're using a device like a smartphone or whatever, you can plug it into there. It will work absolutely fine. You just won't get the LED lights coming on the sides. Okay, I'm using the microphone built into the GE-109 earbuds to record this piece here, so you can hear exactly what they sound like. Regarding the actual sound quality when you're listening to music, it's actually pretty good considering what device you're using. Obviously, they're not going to sound as good as a big headset or anything like that, but for what they are, they sound pretty good. Ideal for using for listening to music or playing games on some sort of mobile console. Okay, so now I'm using the actual microphone built into the GH-903 headset. While the microphone, obviously, you'll be able to hear what it sounds like, but unfortunately the earphones, as in when you're listening to music and stuff, it does sound quite distorted, and the right eardrum does actually sound a little bit louder than the left, so it's not the best quality, to be honest, in sound. It's a shame because they feel nice, but the quality of the sound just isn't there. Okay, now we're testing the GH-709. It fits well, it's quite light, it feels really nice actually, and the sound is great on voice, music, and all kinds. I would probably actually buy this myself if it had a mute microphone button on it. Unfortunately, it does not, but again, it's still a pretty good headset for its price. Okay, now we're looking at the GH-509. They don't fit brilliantly. They're sort of digging in my ears, and it sort of like pushes down on top of my head the way the actual band sort of grips the top of your head, and there's no way to adjust it yourself. So it's sort of like an automatic adjustment. So that's not the best. And another thing is that they're quite light, which means when you move your head a little bit fast, they do tend to slide a little bit, which is a bit of a pain. Uh, they are lightweight, which is nice, but obviously because they're light, they are moving. No mute mic button again, and the microphone, it does seem to keep trying to move itself, so it's going to stick itself up my nose or something like that. Very similar as I saw with one of the microphones on our test dummy. The sound quality was okay, but it was a little bit tinny. Okay, last but not least is the GH-899. So they fit okay, they're pretty comfortable, don't have any issues, they adjust automatically, which is good as well. They are a little heavy, so not probably good for some people. And the main annoying thing for me is the light up microphone. Not only can I see the reflection on my screen, especially when it's dark, I can actually see it in the corner of my eye as well, unless I move the mic out of the way, which then reduces the sound quality of the microphone for other people listening to you, unfortunately. But sound quality when you're listening to stuff and so forth is actually surprisingly quite good. Whether you listen to like an audio video, for example, one of our Tech for Text videos, or your favourite music, earcuffs fit nicely. Unfortunately, there's no option for muting the microphone, even though you do have an inline controller. It's just for the LED lights, which again, yes, you can turn those off, uh, and you can adjust the volume. So obviously, the RGB effect on here for me is the biggest downer. So overall, we've got some really good quality ones. We've got one or two which aren't as good, but to be honest, overall, as a brand, it looks like Xtrike is pretty nice, nice packaging, pretty good product to resell. The only one what I did have a slight issue with was the 903, and that was just the sound quality. It just doesn't sound so good. I don't know if they put too much thought into the 7.1 surround sound, but it just sounded really muffled, to be honest with you. I've got plenty of 7.1 surround sound headsets I've tested in the past and didn't have experience like that. So again, otherwise they're all pretty good. Some are a bit lighter than others, some slide around a little bit, but overall the microphones are very good. and the sound quality on most of them is pretty good as well. Thank you for watching this video, everyone. It's really appreciated you made it all the way to the end. Please make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and even click that bell so you get notifications of new videos and live streams. It does help support the channel, and supporting the channel basically means that we can release more content for you and also better quality content going forward. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.